Hey everyone, I don't really want to make this video, but with the influx of messages I've had, I feel like I need to address a few things because I don't think a lot of people out there understand how all of this pandemic affects the nomad or mobile community. Because we are taking things on a little different than what somebody in a sticks and bricks would take on. We have a whole different other realm of problems that people in homes don't have. And people in homes have a realm of problems that us van dwellers don't have. So I feel like you need to address the decisions that I have made. Some people don't like it that I'm on the move. People are like, I don't think that you should be driving anywhere. I think you should stay in Vancouver where you live. I don't live in Vancouver. Because I was born and raised in the Vancouver area doesn't mean that's my home. My home is right here. I am inside my home. I am in a very small town inside my home. I am not stepping outside of my vehicle at all. I am staying confined within the spaces of my home. I have quarantined myself like the government has asked. And if I am moving anywhere, I move my home away from this town to go hide out in the backcountry somewhere and fully quarantine myself, my home, from the entire world. So when it comes to van life and this whole thing going on, we have to decide, okay, what are we going to do in this quarantine time? Where are we going to go? Are we going to park it in town and break every parking bylaw possible because we're not moving our vans at all and getting parking tickets and fines, then having to deal with people because people are knocking on your vans? I don't want people near my home. In a situation like this where we're supposed to stay away from people, that's what I am doing. I have made the choice to drive a few hours outside of Vancouver to a mountain range area that I plan on hanging out in. It's got a small town up here which I can bounce in like I am right now because I still need to work. I still need to produce, edit and upload videos, so I need Wi-Fi. In the mountain ranges there, I don't have any cell reception at all, so I can't upload from my phone. So when I come back to town, I'm grabbing a hotspot right now, which is above my van. I'm on a road surrounded by businesses that aren't opened. It's just us. So people are really concerned that I'm like in towns spreading things around. I haven't stepped out of any towns at all. I topped up groceries once, which we all have to do no matter what lifestyle we're living in, whether you're in a van or not, whether you're at your community grocery store or I'm at a grocery store in a town 3 hours outside of Vancouver. We're all doing the same thing. So I topped up with more groceries than I've ever purchased in my entire life. I seriously made 2 stops because I needed to grab propane bottles and everything that I needed, more dog food. We are literally equipped in this van. I could probably survive for 2 months without having to go top up again. Sure, after a month, I would be eating a lot of like canned stuff. But in that ideal situation, we could pull off grid for a long time if we really needed to. So as a van lifer, I made the choice to get away from the busy cities where things are going very chaotic. And I think I'm doing myself a favor, if you want to call it that, from pulling away from the thousands of people around me and being by myself. And I've gotten messages from people that are very offended that I'm out here. They're like, how dare you travel? I'm not traveling. I am in my home. If I was traveling, I'd be heading to the Yukon as I planned at the end of this month. But I'm not. Here I am inside of my van in a small town, getting some Wi-Fi. Then I'm out. As soon as this video, and I'm going to upload a few videos so I don't have to be back in town for a few days, so you guys still have some entertainment cooped up at home. But I'm out of here. So we all have to make rash decisions in our life right now. We all are living in a crazy time in our world that none of us know what to do with. I don't know what's happening out there. I don't know if it's necessary or if this is just blown out of proportion. All I do know is that the world we live in is not the same world as it used to be. So I am making the best decision for my life and my business because YouTube is my business. And I think if I were to stay locked up in Vancouver, which you wouldn't want to be outside in Vancouver because there's a million people down there and I don't want to be surrounded by a million people just in case. So I've chosen to be out here because out here, not only can I keep myself safe, but I can stay away from others. So there's pretty much no human contact at all. The only human contact I ever have to face is if I need to get fuel, which I've been driving like 15 kilometers a day. That's it, keeping my movement. Like literally my movement is being from where I've been parked up to somewhere where there's a 1 bar of cell reception so I can check on my YouTube stuff, and then back out into the woods again. I wish I could find a spot around here that had cell reception so I wouldn't have to leave my park spot at all, but the mountain ranges around here are very high, so as soon as you pop out of town in like 5 minutes, you lose all cell reception. So I have been popping back and forth, but for the most part, I'm sitting still. Like, I don't know, I've been in the same spot now for 5 days. Those videos are still coming out, so don't get confused, but I've been in the same spot for days. I don't sit still. It's not me, but because of all the stuff that's going on in this world, I've chosen to take one area because the town is very small and there's a world of backcountry around here that I can go hide out in. And I'm glad I made this decision for me, and this is my choice I made for me. So if you're gonna message me with opinions about my lifestyle, honestly, I don't care what you think. And some people are like, well, why are you doing this? Donald Trump said. Donald Trump's not our president, by the way. I live in Canada. So we have a whole different thing going on here than there is going on in other countries like the UK or the USA. So I am following by every rule that they have set out. Stay at home. I'm at home. And I'm allowed to stand in my backyard of my home, because technically anywhere I've been, there hasn't been anybody for miles, or even at most 2 kilometers away from me, or a kilometer. It's been more than just that social distancing. There's been like a lifetime of space between me and other people. So I think I'm doing the best that I can in this situation. And I think everybody out there just has to do what they have to do in this time in our life. It's survival mode. It's crazy. I know the world's been spending a lot more time online, which is beautiful. But right now, I want you guys to honestly take up something that is going to better yourself. So my plan right now, if I can find somewhere near cell reception, is I would like to educate myself on the wildlife in my area. Like how to identify poop, what poop belongs to who. Weird thing to say, but true. And animals and their habits, and the difference between black bears and grizzly bears, and just I know the difference physically to look at, but I want to know. So that's what I'm going to do with my time if I can be around cell reception enough that I can start watching some videos on it or researching it. But that's what I want to do with this time. I want to better that side of me, because I've been such a major fan of the backcountry these days, and I would love to learn more about what's living around me out there. Because it's nothing like something walking into your campsite and you not knowing anything about it. It sure would be better to know, bears and wolves and coyotes and squirrels, whatever is roaming around, different birds. So that's my plan for right now, is to take the next however much time that this world's on lockdown for, 2 weeks, 6 months, a year, who knows? We're hearing all sorts of crazy stuff. But that's what I want to do with my time right now. So, guys, please understand that you're facing challenges. I'm facing challenges. I'm doing the best that I can. And I'm hoping that I can still produce enough entertaining videos for you guys that gets you guys outside a little bit. So I am not going to any towns. I'm not driving through communities, filming the communities, because I'm staying away from them. I'm going to be in nature, and if I see people on the back roads, I am going to avoid them and keep on going down somewhere where I don't see anybody. Some questions that have come up about, hey, Chrome, what are you going to do? All the parks are closed. I'm not a parks guy anyway. I do go to parks for the business side of my channel because it's nice to show you guys the parks and stuff around BC. But I myself, not really a parks guy. So that stuff doesn't bother me. All the closed campsites don't bother me because, they've posted the thing saying all service campgrounds are now closed, which is fine. I know here in the backcountry here, about 30 kilometers outside of town in the middle of nowhere, there's a couple unserviced campgrounds which are open. So there's some opportunities out there to go, grab ourselves a night if there's nobody in them. But other than that, I just plan on hitting some back roads somewhere and enjoying some time alone. And isn't that what we're all supposed to do right now, is to isolate and spend time alone? And that's what I'm doing. I know on my videos sometimes, because I add some music to it and it looks like I'm out here adventuring and exploring all over the place. Honestly, guys, I'm staying within a 15-minute drive of wherever I'm sleeping that night. I am not going very far at all. My goal right now is to not drive either 0 kilometers in a day or a maximum of 15 minutes a day. That is it. And a lot of times that 15 minutes can get really consumed with where I sleep, up into town to upload a video, back to where I sleep. I don't plan on, quote, adventuring. There is no travel going on with me right now. I will be within the same area for the foreseeable future until this stuff eases up a little bit. I will probably be around here for a minimum 2 weeks to a month anyway. I might have to go back and see my daughter. I don't really want to go back into town because it's just gross out there. It's just yuck. Why would I want to be there when I could be out here with me? And you'll see in some upcoming videos that I'm starting to lose my mind a little bit. Anyway, you guys, I don't know if this helped any of you to understand where us van dwellers come in. But we're doing the best we can out here. We can't sit still like you guys are stuck at home. We can't do that. We have to move because we're break parking bylaws, so we have to move around a little bit. That's why I chose to get out of the city. I don't want to be around that stuff or have the problems that the city is gonna bring towards the van dweller, so I chose to get away. All right, you guys, hopefully that answered those emails and the people that emailed me, and stay safe out there, right? That's what we're doing. We're just trying to enjoy and make the best of the world that we have. You got to stay positive in these times, you know what I mean? When things are really uncertain and things around us feel like they're falling apart, we got to stay positive and just love each other right now, because what else we got? We got ourselves and we got each other. So we got to take care of that. And yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.